Hey guys, North Vader here, and today I'm bringing to you another NPL Miners interview, and today, joined with me is none other than Jake, coach of the Virginia Tech Froakies. Introduce yourself, Jake.
What's up, guys? I'm Jake. Pretty hyped to be here.
Okay, so before I start asking any questions, tell us a little bit about yourself and your draft league career.
Well, pretty much I started my draft league career in, I think it was late 2015 when GBA Season 5 was starting. I randomly saw someone asking to join a league in the Twitch chat of the GBA live draft, and I joined, and I kind of just I met a lot of people in the Skype community, and I just kind of joined a lot of leagues from there, and then in 2016 Summer Showdown, that was when I moved to Discord and met a lot of people in the current community. So yeah.
Alright, and now you're in Miners, so how does it feel?
It feels pretty great. I do like the draft league community a lot. I'm really glad that I'm here. Met a lot of really cool people, and had a lot of good times. So yeah, I really do love it all here, and yeah, really happy to be here.
Alright, so let's start the interview off. First question, what do you hope to accomplish this season in Miners?
This season Miners, I'm basically just going for a pretty standard goal, but basically I want to get promoted to NPL majors, just because it would feel really satisfying, and there's a lot of people I want to play in majors, and it would really be a big step in my career. So yeah, that's my goal.
Alright, so in the NPL Miners draft this season, you were given the 15th pick overall. So heading into the draft, what were your plans this season?
Going into the draft, I didn't actually have an actual plan. I just kind of wanted to wait and see what would fall to me during the draft. Last year, maybe last to like pick 12 or something. Unfortunately, all the really great stuff dropped because I was a pretty late draft pick. But and my court to start out with Jirachi and Garchomp, and then I kind of just draft went from there.
Right, so some people would say this is a bit of a Jake draft because it's got Jirachi, it's got Shaman, it's got a Dual Wish with Shaman and Togekiss, it's got a very powerful Z user. Would you say this is in your comfort zone or something you're used to for your draft?
Some of the mons are definitely within my comfort zone. Stuff like Jirachi, Shaman, Garchomp, Togekiss are definitely in my comfort zone, but I also kind of moved a bit out of my comfort zone this draft because I drafted a lot of stuff I would never got before, such stuff as Snorlax, Passimian, Mega Gyarados I've actually never tried out, and I'm really excited to try out Mega Gyarados in League. Quillfish as well. I thought it was really cheap, so I decided to grab that up. And so I'd say it's a mix. Some of the mons I'm very familiar with, and the rest ran them out.
Alright, so speaking of some mods that you've ever drafted before, I think the big thing I really like about your draft is it has a lot of Pokemon that I feel are underrated in the draft league formats. Just Salazzle, regular Rotom, Passimian with the new buffs and Ultra Sun and Moon, Meloetta for sure, Quillfish, Mega Gyarados to an extent. What are your thoughts on those?
Well, one thing I really did want going into this draft was some good value picks, stuff I could get for pretty cheap, and I wanted to get some low tier mons that I knew I would enjoy, so I wasn't playing with like 7 or 8 mons a week. I actually had a very deep roster of mons to choose from because the budget was pretty high, I thought. But yeah, I got some really cool stuff that I like, such as Rotom, Quillfish too. This was actually the highest I've ever seen Rotom priced, but I still got it anyway, just because I love Rotom. I love its 3 immunities, its typing is great, gets to Fog now too. So Rotom is probably the underrated mon I am looking forward to using the most.
Alright, so out of all the quote-unquote meme picks, why'd you decide on Pawniard?
Why did I Pawniard? Because I actually looked at all of the drafts, because I only had 1 point left, and it wasn't actually intended as a meme. I decided to go with Pawniard because I looked at all the drafts, and I thought there were a few where I could definitely potentially see myself bringing Pawniard. Pawniard I feel is a pretty decent mod for only 1 point because it has the same dual stabs fish are, obviously, but yeah, those dual stabs being dark and steel with access to sword sense can really break teams, more defensive teams. So I decided to get it for that reason, and I also decided to make it a Z-Mon because I could afford it, and I feel like the Z move could potentially help it break past certain molds and stuff. So yeah, that's why I got Ponyu.
Alright, in your opinion, what is the most underrated Pokemon in the Draft League format?
Oof. The most underrated one, I'll go with Archeops, just because I feel like its speed tier is pretty solid, it gets rocks, and these things just underestimate how hard the thing hits. It's got like base 140 attack, which like coverage for its resist, like it's got Aqua Tail for the ground types that want to switch into Stone Edge. It's got some cool options too, such as like Sash set with Endeavor, and I used it in this past Summer Showdown, and I brought it to like all my games. So I think Archeops is the best low tier mon because it's dual flying Pelpit, break past some of the grass types, and it can run to item acrobatics, and then it's also got like Aqua Tail for ground types. It's pretty fast and has great special attack, or great attack stat, and can really use that. And it's pretty hard, and it's usually priced pretty cheaply, so I like it for that reason.
Alright, this season in NPL Minors, who are you most excited to play against?
In my schedule, I'm definitely most excited to play John W, just because we kind of have a rivalry. We've been talking a bit of smack throughout the last few months, and it's been a while since I played him, so definitely most excited to play John W and his Indiana Kellyos to see it.
Alright, so this is more of the more in-depth question I usually have for each coach. It's a little different for each coach. In the Draft League format, it is, in my opinion at least, it's very difficult to be consistent. However, one of your most notable accomplishments in your Draft League career is going undefeated in CPC. Can you give any tips for new Draft League players to stay consistent and to become a better player?
Well, I think the biggest thing about consistency is you just have to give it your all every week. That's what I did for CPC, because even though I was locked for playoffs about 8 weeks in, I still really wanted that undefeated season, and so I went all out every week, and I eventually accomplished that. I didn't have passed my prep, I got a couple mocks, and yeah, I think this sounds really cheesy and cliche, but I'm pretty sure just if you try as hard as you can, it just increases your chance of success, because there are a lot of good sets I ran in CPC that I wouldn't have made if I had just half-assed the team. You gotta just really sit down and think for a while.
Alright, that's very well said. Also, 15 mocks every game is good to get as well to get out to be undefeated.
Yeah, you gotta have at least 15 mocks minimum every game, you know, gotta get those mocks and gotta annoy everyone in the chat for those mocks.
Alright, so for the final part of this interview, we're going to have a lightning round. The point of the lightning round is you answer the questions as fast as possible and try not to think about it. So, are you ready, Jake?
Yeah.
Alright, might cut out though, but in 3, 2, 1, Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon?
Ultra Moon.
Electric Terrain, Grassy Terrain, Psychic Terrain, or Misty Terrain?
Electric.
Trick Room or Tailwind?
Tailwind.
HP or Speed?
Speed.
Spikes, Toxic Spikes, or Sticky Webs?
Toxic Spikes.
Thunderwave, Toxic, or Will-O-Wisp?
Toxic.
Defog or Rapid Spin?
Defog.
Z-Moves or Mega Evolution?
Megas.
Diamond and Pearl remakes or Red and Blue remakes?
Diamond Pearl.
Round 1 Ferrothorn or Round 6 Ninjask?
Round 1 Ferrothorn.
Alright, and finally, who's the biggest free win in Minors, Turk or Keegan?
I'm actually gonna go with something not on the board. I'm gonna have to go with Hiker Toad, coach of the Boston Bulldoors. He can't draft anything original, so I think he's actually a free win, but people don't know this, so he can get tossed in Minors this season.
That's a pretty good argument. All jokes aside though, it was fun interviewing Jake. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, so that's going to wrap up this interview. Make sure to go check Jake out. His links will be down in the description below, along with all the other NPL Minors coaches, and make sure not to miss out on anything. My name is North Vader, and I'll catch you guys for another interview. Peace.